Today we'll be looking at the early life and the current story of Modern Warfare's Alejandro Vargas, who was portrayed by Alain Mesa. Our goal here is to expand our knowledge of the lore within Call of Duty. So far we've covered the stories of Modern Warfare, the Black Ops series, the Ghost storyline, and World War II. We have also looked at the individual careers of many of their characters. Thank you for joining me today, and welcome to the early life and the story of Alejandro Vargas. Alejandro Vargas' history is somewhat classified, and he is believed to have been born on March 29th of 1987 in Las Almas, Mexico. Growing up, Alejandro skipped school to spend time in the mountain trails outside of the city of Las Almas with his best friend, Rodolfo Parra. Both Alejandro and Rodolfo would enlist in the army at 18 years old, as they wanted to help with the corruption in Las Almas. A few years later, he would join Mexican Special Forces, and here he would meet another soldier named Valeria Garza. The two would run an operation together on the son of La Araña, who ran the Araña cartel, the biggest in Las Almas at the time. During the raid, the son of the Araña would be moved before Alejandro's team arrived, and Valeria Garza and her team would never be seen or heard from again. Here, Alejandro assumed that Valeria was in the Araña's pocket, and she betrayed them. A few years after this, Alejandro Vargas would be promoted to colonel, and he would become the commanding officer of Los Vaqueros, who are a special force unit of non-corrupt operators who grew up in Las Almas, Mexico. Sometime later, Alejandro would get in contact with CIA handler Kate Laswell and develop a trusting relationship based on intel and mutual interest. Kate Laswell would reach out to the colonel when she caught wind that Hassan, an international terrorist, was being smuggled into the United States through the Mexican border with the help of Las Almas cartel. Alejandro and Rodolfo went to the U.S.-Mexico border to prevent Hassan from crossing into the U.S. Unfortunately, because they were a step behind, Hassan managed to cross the border, making Alejandro and Rodolfo chase after him. While chasing him, they were cornered by police officers outside of a cartel safe house. Alejandro would stay behind, while Rodolfo headed inside the safe house, and when Alejandro heard his best friend in trouble, he ran inside to rescue him from a burning fire.
Algo está cruzando el Atlántico. Hay un barco entregando algo. ¡Fuerza, compa! ¡Aquí te apoyo!
The following day, Rodolfo and Los Vaqueros would meet with Soap and Ghost of Task Force 141.
White truck, 4 under the back.
Oye, hey, tranquilo. Easy. It's normal here. Guns on the street is jurisdiction of the police.
Where are the police?
Well, Las Almas has a very serious problem. There are few here to uphold the law, and many of those who resist corruption disappear.
What about the military?
Well, because we're well trained, soldiers are recruited by the narcos.
Why not you?
We grew up here. Call us Los Vaqueros, cowboys. We love this place, and we will die fighting for it.
Kids, guns, and balloons. There's a new one.
Narcos use generosity to win over the people.
Even the children.
Especially the children.
What's on those sheets?
Narcomantas.
Cartel cloths.
Messages from Sin Nombre. Warnings marking territory. Our streets are laced with death.
Who's Sin Nombre?
Sin Nombre. The nameless. The leader of the Las Almas cartel.
Where can we find him?
You can't. No one knows who he is. But he is everywhere. And this is a challenge. Los Vaqueros like challenges.
With your mask, you will fit in well if you go.
Oye, cálmala. Checkpoint is the army. Turn right, we'll go around.
Why?
Some troops are in the pocket of Sin Nombre. Like I told you, he is everywhere.
They would attack a cartel safe house in the mountains in hopes of finding Hassan. However, Hassan had already been moved. They would be ambushed by the Mexican army and pushed down the mountains. Eventually, Alejandro, Ghost, and Soap jumped into a river where they were saved by Graves and his shadow company. Alejandro and the team were informed that Hassan was moved to a nearby cartel safe house, and so the team headed there, and they finally captured Hassan. Since they needed to let Hassan go to avoid a full-on war, the following day, Alejandro, Soap, Ghost, and Graves made a plan to infiltrate the home of Las Almas cartel lieutenant to find el Sin Nombre. They would find the lieutenant who turned out to be the cartel leader and former Mexican Special Force leader, Valeria Garza. The team moved Valeria into Los Vaqueros headquarters.
All right, how do you two know each other?
No, it's a strong word.
Las palabras fuertes son importantes. Nuestra palabra es nuestro valor, ¿no?
¡De la verga, hija de puta, que te voy a matar!
Calmado, comandante. Ya, ya. ¿Vamos? ¿Cerdo?
I don't take orders anymore. Even the dogs in Las Almas know not to bark at me.
She's ex-military. We served together.
Different squads, same unit. You were the wild ones. Los vaqueros. My squad was clean cut, señoras y señores.
Until the raid on the Son of la Araña. ¿Te acuerdas?
Me acuerdo perfecto.
Her team was told to cordon off the city to keep all Araña's enforcers and prevent the bloodshed.
That's exactly what we did.
Well, you kept out his enforcers because you were his enforcers, huh?
He was escorted to the mountains without incident. Also, to prevent bloodshed.
He was supposed to go to prison. So you killed him. And you took over.
I created a power vacuum, and I filled it. Las Almas needs me.
Las Almas needs soldiers, not sicarios. Y usted? You disgrace the army. Y tus hermanos, ¿no?
Why are you doing this?
You tell me. You're the contractor, no? What you don't do, your competitors will.
You're a narco harboring a terrorist.
Terrorism is good for business. It's insurance.
What the fuck does that mean?
¡Puedes sacar la puta cabeza del culo por un segundo! ¡Puta madre, Alejandro! As long as there is a war on terror, there will be no real war on drugs. To find your so-called terrorists and your missiles, you need me. To prevent bloodshed.
No, I'm not doing this.
Doesn't change anything.
It changes everything! Fuck! Don't make a deal with her. Won't end well.
After Valeria revealed that the second missile they were looking for was located on an oil rig in Mexico, the Shadows headed there alongside Alejandro, Ghost, and Soap. The team would be successful in stopping the missile and destroying it. However, when they returned to Alejandro's base, things took a turn, and Graves informed them that their services were no longer needed. This angered Alejandro tremendously.
You're crazy. This is my base.
Not a base. This is a sizable covert facility, and I admire it. So I'm taking. You boys have been relieved. Thank you for your service.
No. I don't take orders from you.
Didn't Valeria say that? Now that makes me wonder what else I don't know about your affiliation with the drug lord.
What the fuck did you just say to me, pendejo?
They were flying briefs.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No one needs to get hurt here.
Are you threatening us?
Soldier, I don't make threats. I make guarantees. So let's not do this.
I'm calling Shepard.
General Shepard sends his regards. He told me y'all wouldn't take this well.
He knows about this.
He's put me in command of this operation from here on out. So y'all need to stand down. It's time to let the pros finish this. And why the hell are we talking like this is some kind of negotiation? It's not. I've got my orders. And now you have yours.
And who the fuck do you think you are, cabrón? My men are inside!
I'm afraid not. Your men have been detained.
Graves, what the fuck?
Go, Johnny! Get out of there! So, go!
After the attack, Alejandro and his vaqueros would be taken away to an abandoned prison where they would remain for an unknown amount of time. Alejandro would sit in solitary confinement for a while until he heard someone opening his cell door, and to his surprise, it was Soap, Ghost, and Rodolfo there to save him. The team would free the rest of Los Vaqueros and they would make an escape from the prison complex, but when things got difficult, they would be saved by Captain Price and Sergeant Gas. After this, Price and Alejandro would talk about taking back their headquarters in Las Almas and killing Graves.
¡Órale! ¡Vaqueros! ¡Pongan atención!
All right, listen. We are taking back your HQ. You're getting up prisoner. We are killing Commander Graves.
When? Now.
The team would assault the military base and presumably kill Commander Graves, and they would push the Shadows out of Mexico. Alejandro would get his base back and his team. He would also take custody of Valeria and finally put her behind bars.
Esta noche las almas descansan.
I'll be free in 24 hours. Can't say the same about you, vaqueros.
Alejandro would say goodbye to Soap and Ghost as he developed a good relationship with them.
Go. You have work to do.
Keep fighting the good fight, hermano.
To a better end, my brother.
Good luck, amigos.
Ghost! No te pierdas, carnal. ¡A huevo!
And a few months later, Valeria would escape from prison and she would head to Al Mazrah, where she planned on expanding her network beyond drug and human trafficking. With this knowledge, Alejandro Vargas would make his way to Al Mazrah and leave Rodolfo Parra in charge until his return. As of now, we do not know Alejandro's current assignments. However, we can assume that he returned back to Las Almas and he resumed his control of Los Vaqueros. However, I am curious to see how Alejandro will react to the news of Soap's death, as I have a feeling it was gonna hit him hard. I do think that we'll see Alejandro and Los Vaqueros back in Modern Warfare 4, and we may even get some resolution to his story with Commander Graves. This has been the early life and the story of Colonel Alejandro Vargas.